Hello everybody, and this is my weekly DVD watches. This one here won't be that long. I did watch a lot of a decent amount of movies this week. Just not feeling well today, so yeah, I'm just gonna do um, DVD watches and my video game review. Shortly, I'm waiting for my PS3 to format, so that's the reason why I'm a little bit late, probably posting this. Um, So yeah, I'm gonna do the DVD watches first. First one I watched was the Amityville Horror. This is the remake with Ryan Reynolds. Um, Michael Bay made this movie also. Uh, More dark side to this one than the 1970s version. I cannot remember the year of the 1970s version. Um, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed the original itself. Um, Best part of the movie is where the babysitter puts her finger through. Uh, Can't remember the little girl's name right now. His head, and it's pretty freaky. Next one I watched was Shallow Hal. I find this a good comedy with Jack Black into it. I don't know why I'm showing you the back of the movie. Um, he's very shallow. Doesn't look for inner beauty in a girl and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, um, he gets trauma. I can't remember his name either. The guy from he's a big man and he's an emotional speaker, so he does something to him in an elevator, and then all of a sudden he sees the inner beauty of women, which is pretty hilarious because some of these girls are not um, good looking, but it's in his league, so that's what. And I think his name is Jason Alexander acts into this, and he tries to snap him out of it, everything like that. Very good movie. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. Uh, the Strangers. Heard a lot of good things about this movie. I finally watched it. My first impressions onto it were that great, so I rewatched it again, and come to find out, I really enjoyed it. This couple gets trapped into her parents' house, I believe, and these two or three weird people, um, dressed in masks, one that you see on the cover, and the other one is in the back, wearing a glass mask, and they terrorize them, and they go into drastic measures of trying to protect themselves, everything like that. Very good suspense thriller. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend going to watch it. It is good for one watch. I would watch it again. The House on Haunted Hill remake. I never watched the original with Vincent Price. I'm I don't know. I just never watched it. I don't seem to be able to find it on DVD or a VHS copy or something. Just to watch it. It came on during Halloween this year, but I didn't have the time at 2 o'clock in the morning to watch it. Uh, they added a character into the movie called Price, which is probably a um, uh, a keepsake towards the old movie. I found it was pretty good, pretty gory. Some parts were dragging, like the beginning of the movie was a little bit dragging. Um, but overall, good movie. I would recommend it to people. Next one is a great comedy I watched, and I watch many times. I watch it a couple times a year. That is Happy Gilmore with Adam Sandler. Wants to be a hockey player. That's all he wants to be since he was a kid. Uh, can't really skate. No good at hockey. So eventually he starts doing line drives for golf, and then eventually he becomes a golfer, and he can shoot the ball over 400 yards, everything like that. Very good movie. It has some comedy scenes into it, like him fighting with Bob Barker. Sorry about that, and whatnot. So if you haven't seen that movie, I would go pick it up too. Kicking it old school. I was actually surprised with this movie. I never watched it. Found it for $1 at Zellers before they closed out a couple of years ago. Um, and after watching it, it was pretty cool. It has the mother from that '70s show into it, and I cannot remember the father's name. Jamie Kennedy acts as the main character. They're not beatboxers, break dancers, and after 20 some years, they go into a competition after he comes out of his coma, and they try to compete to win money so he can save his mother's house. Awesome movie. Next one is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This is the Extreme DVD edition, where it has the particular cover onto it. Added a lot of special features into it, deleted scenes, everything like that, that I had never seen before um, into the movie. So that was very awesome. Explained a lot of more things into the movie. Like, also, it surprised me with some things, like getting to know Bison's family a little bit more before the Terminator comes and shows him that he's a Terminator. Um, It shows how they remove his chip, which I already seen on the TV version. Uh, the Reese, like John Connor's father showing up and talking to Sarah. I've seen that on TV, but the rest of the movies I never seen, like him showing emotions, um, the robot crying, everything like that. I even realized that the robot, the liquid, the T1000, I think it's called, or whatever it's called, the liquid one, driving with another set of arms on the control thing while he's shooting out the window on the helicopter. Very awesome movie. I would recommend picking up this version of it. Has a lot of more feature into it, and it's close to 3 hours long. Next movie I have is Colin Farrell and Kiefer Sutherland in Phone Booth. I never thought a movie about an hour and a half of a guy in a phone booth would actually be a good movie. It surprised me, and I mean it surprised me big time. Uh, Good suspense thriller, whatnot, and that you don't never know if the guy's gonna shoot the guy or not. If you haven't seen it, I would watch it. I know a lot of people have mixed reactions on this movie. I liked it. And next one I picked up is the Mile High edition of Soul Plane. I've seen this a couple times. Um, Snoop Dogg is the pilot of the plane, dies, and it's the first time the uh, Black Plane Society goes up into the air. Um, and then all like you'll see like um, it just rips onto the black community, like stereotyping them and all that, which is kind of was some funny parts into it. And then you have the modern day white family into it, where they ah, I'm so tongue tied today. Sorry about that. Where they show them relating to it, and then the guy's wife leaves him for a guy that's hung like a horse, stuff like that. Very funny movie. If you haven't seen it, I would go and recommend watching it. It's good for a one-time watch. Um, so yeah, that's my weekly DVD watches. Nothing spectacular this week. A couple of horror movies. Terminator 2 was like the main highlight of my weekly watches because, like I said, seeing all those parts made me realize that I like that movie even more. I even like it, I think, more than the first one. So yeah, and so that is my weekly DVD watches. I should have a video game review up after this. So thank you for watching, and you all take it easy.